Everyone wants freedom. Freedom to live on their own terms. Freedom to choose how they spend their time. Freedom to chase dreams, take risks, and walk away from what no longer serves them. But here's the truth that most people miss. Freedom does not come from motivation. It comes from discipline. Discipline is not the enemy of freedom. It is the doorway to it. And until you understand that, you will stay trapped in distractions, trapped in regret, trapped in the cycle of starting and stopping, wanting and waiting to break free, to rise above average, not through hype or emotion, but through consistent, deliberate, disciplined action. The motivation you think you need will never be enough, but the discipline you build will carry you farther than motivation ever could. Today is not about feeling inspired. It's about learning how to take control. Let's begin. Think about every area of life where you feel stuck right now. You want change, but change never lasts. You get excited, you make a plan, but weeks later, you're back in the same place. It might be your health, your finances, your relationships. Why? And that's when most people quit. They say they lost motivation, but the truth is, they never built discipline. Because motivation is a spark, not a strategy. It fades the moment things get hard. It disappears when the feeling is gone. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel, it tells you what to do. It doesn't wait for the right moment, it creates the moment. It doesn't make excuses, it makes adjustments. That's why discipline is the foundation of every kind of freedom you want. You want financial freedom. Discipline with money, time, and decisions. The invisible grind that no one sees but everyone benefits from. You want physical freedom. Discipline with diet, movement, and rest. You want emotional freedom. Discipline with thoughts, habits, and boundaries. Nothing great is built without discipline. Not in a reckless way, but in a focused, steady, unstoppable way. Let's look at what discipline actually is. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. About keeping your word to yourself when it's no longer convenient. It is the ability to stay focused when it's boring. And every time they do that, they weaken their confidence. To say no when it's easier to say yes. To get up when you'd rather stay in bed. You're driven by standards, not feelings. To stay in the process when no one's clapping, no one's watching, and no one's telling you it's worth it. Discipline is not punishment. It is power. It is the quiet decision to do what's right when it's hard. It doesn't always feel good in the moment, but it feels incredible over time. Because while others are distracted, you're building. While others are complaining, you're improving. While others are waiting, you're working. Discipline makes you dangerous. Now ask yourself this: when was the last time you did what you said you were going to do, no matter what? That's the measure of discipline. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Most people lie to themselves. They make promises they don't keep. They set goals they don't follow through on. Discipline builds confidence. Because when you show up for yourself every day, you start to trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, your life changes. You stop doubting. You stop delaying. You stop depending on motivation. Because now you're driven by something deeper. Let's talk about habits. Discipline is not about willpower alone. Willpower fades. Habits remain. The most successful people in the world do not rely on feeling motivated. They rely on systems. Morning routines, night routines, protected hours, triggers that lead to action, environments that support their goals. They understand that discipline becomes easier when your life is designed to support it. So if you struggle with discipline, don't start by trying to be perfect. Start by designing your day to make the right choice easier. Remove the junk food from your house. Set your workout clothes out the night before. Block social media during deep work hours. Write down your goals and review them daily. These small decisions create structure, and structure breeds consistency. Over time, you don't have to force discipline. It becomes who you are. But what about setbacks? What about failure? Discipline does not mean you never fall. It means you get back up quickly. It's that they never stay down. The difference between winners and everyone else is not that they never slip. They have bad days, but they don't let those days become bad weeks. They miss a workout, but they're back the next day. They lose focus, but they correct their course. Because discipline is not just about intensity, it's about resilience. Because it gives you control, no matter the circumstance. When life throws chaos your way, you lean on discipline to keep you grounded. When emotions run high, you lean on discipline to keep you steady. When the dream feels far, you lean on discipline to take the next step anyway. This is why discipline will set you free. A version that wakes up early with clarity. A version that follows through without excuses. A version that doesn't need to be motivated, because their actions are automatic. Let's bring this even closer. There's a version of you that you haven't met yet. That version of you is not a fantasy, it's a result. A result of what you repeatedly do. And you get there not by dreaming, not by wishing, but by disciplining yourself daily. This is not about being hard on yourself. It's about being honest with yourself. If your habits aren't matching your goals, something has to change. You cannot say you want greatness and keep living small. You cannot say you want growth and keep avoiding discomfort. You cannot say you want to be free and keep choosing convenience. Discipline is the price of transformation. It's the cost of freedom, and it's worth every ounce of effort. Here's the truth. Motivation will come and go. Emotions will rise and fall. But discipline will carry you when nothing else will. It will build your business when the profits are slow. It'll build your health when progress feels invisible. It'll build your mind when fear creeps in. And most of all, it will build your freedom, because the person who is disciplined is no longer a slave to their environment, their impulses, or their fears. They are free, not because life is easy, but because they've trained themselves to rise no matter what. So today, don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait to feel motivated. Act with discipline. Be the one who does the work when no one else will. Be the one who shows up when others make excuses. Be the one who earns their freedom not through hype, but through action. Because at the end of the day, discipline is the only path that never lies to you. It delivers every time. With time.